Hello dear students, welcome to the lecture 8 of Object-Oriented Programming with C# course. So let's start our today's project with composing a new project. I'm composing a VPF.NET Core as usual. Let's pick our project folder. Okay, we are waiting for a project to be opened. Okay, it is getting opened. So today I will start with showing you how to add a colored item to listbox and how to add another different value to it, or we can also show as adding custom class object. Okay, for starting, let's add a listbox. You see, by default in .NET Core, listbox is generated as full screen, and therefore I have to add width or height to it. Okay, now it is visible. Let's resize it as we want. Okay, I'm going to make it like this for now. And let's add a button. Okay, and test this box. Let's add a click event. Okay, so okay, like this it should work. Okay. So I'm going to compose a custom class. Let's say students. By the way, if you are going to bind an object to listbox or combo box or such items, you have to use properties instead of fields. Therefore, I'm going to set it as a field. To set as a field, we use get and set. And to automatically generate it, I use prop name. Okay, and so let's call this a student. Go to new student, and I'm going to set let's name this. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so let's make this a student ID, and let's define a student ID as 2 and name as Furkan. So I am going to add this to my list box, what am I going to do is at the initialization of the our class, our main window, I am going to set, by the way, we have to give a name to our list box. Okay, let's name it as list box results, and let's give a width and height to it. Okay. It appears that it uses all four margins to determine its relative size, I think. So, oh, by the way, it's giving error right now because we haven't completed our coding. So to access this list box results and display member path is, so we will display the student name, and the value of the selected element will be as value path is this one. This is the dynamic stuff, so it will be automatically assigned, and I'm going to compose a list box item. Okay, new list box item. It takes, I think, there is context content as this one. Okay, it's working, and my item dot foreground. So this is the color of the text, will be brushes dot, let's say red, and let's set the background and dot green. Okay, and add this to our list box. And you see I can add an object, and I'm adding this list box item. Okay, and let's run our application. So basically now we are using objects to add to our list box, and we can set value of the selected object and display member of the selected object. Coloring the list box elements was a question of a student. You see, when I have resized my application, this is automatically resized as well, because we didn't specify a certain width or height. It is specified as margins currently, therefore the margins are automatically, let's say margins are same. If you make the screen size bigger, the list box gets also bigger. Okay, let's add an item. Okay, so currently it appears that our display member paths are not working. It is adding as a object. So okay, maybe not contact, but data context. Good. Let's try with data context. Okay, not data context. And let's add the student like this as well. And let's see if it is working or not. Okay, so it is working, as you can see. However, the other methodology is not working. So there is content data context set value, maybe this one. Oh, not this one. Hmm. Okay, now we are going to look for a solution. Okay, I think we can do something. Yes. Let's try this class to inherit from listbox item. Okay. And therefore, now we should be able to use foreground and background of my inherited class. Yes, yes, this is being an awesome example. This is actually the first time I have used it in my any application, the inheritance. Okay, now it should work as expected because I have never needed to use it. Oh, still we are having problem. Yeah, display member path is not working for our object if it is being from this box item class. Interesting. Yeah, no value is displayed. There is content and data context. We can also use them. However, I wanted to use our own public elements, but it is not working. Yeah, maybe we can do it like this. Equal to my test student dot student name. Let's try like this. So we are expanding our methodology. Yeah, it is working. Okay. What else we are going to do is we are going to modify this student name. So this will be a very good example actually, which I didn't plan it previously. So you see, I don't remember the syntax of get and set. Therefore, I'm going to just check. Okay, here. Okay, so return value. I think it was something like this. Yeah. Okay. And when we are setting the student name, actually what I'm going to set is content equal to our student name, and of course this will be like this, equal to value. Okay, yeah. So the value is the value that is we are providing, and get is the regular get reading value. And so I don't need this anymore. And okay, so I'm going to add a read method like this here, and let's add some text boxes to have add methodology. Okay, and add another text box, and let's say add student. Okay, add student, and let's make this as student ID. Placeholder, no placeholder. And let's name this as student name. And on first click we can make them as placeholders. So to make them as placeholder, what we need to do is on key down or got focus, we can also choose got focus. Okay, here. If text equal, what is our default text, which is this one, student ID. Okay, and okay, and we will add the same for other one. Also, when we say it is lost focus here, so you will also learn how to make it as a let's say like a placeholder. Oh, okay, I will add the other event listener from here, and lost focus plus equal to top. So you see this is a event binding. Okay, I have used a top, so this is adding a rooted event handler, same as generating from XAML. You see we have used the event binding here, or we are using the event binding from here. So whenever the lost focus event happens, it is triggered, it will get inside of this method, and this method will do exactly like this. Okay, is null empty and 3. Okay, and let's add the other events for the other text box. So txt student name got focus plus equal to top edit, and let's copy paste our code here, and this time the text is student name. Okay, and let's add lost focus. Top. Okay, and okay. I could also make them as a single method. How can I do that? I'm not sure, but I will check it if it is possible or not. Let's say value and all got focus equal to false. So can we provide this? I don't know. Mm, yeah, you see, someone has already asked the question in my mind. Yeah, looks like I can, but it looks like too much work. Okay, I will just ignore it for now, and I will just use my copy paste method. Okay, we have student name lost focus, we have student name got focus, and there is student ID lost focus. Let's make it like this. Okay, student ID, student name, and student ID. Okay, we already have student ID lost focus. Let's remove this. Student name lost focus. Okay, let's run the application. Okay, when I click here, you see it is becoming empty, and when I click here, it is becoming like this. So we have problem in our student name got focus. Yeah, you see the error. It is so simple one. Okay, and let's move it to here. Or actually, let's move all of these to bottom. Here, and let's run the application again. Okay, it is working. By the way, the loss. Okay, it is not working anymore after one time. Interesting. Student name. Yeah, because it is student ID. Okay, let's try again. Okay, it is working as intended, and the add button will be different right now. So what we are going to do is int ir student. I will keep it as integer. Therefore, I am going to set it as -1. Try parse. Let's say text and out. I can also use in this case try catch, which could be easier. And the exception will be let's say so let's say which kind of exceptions can happen: format exception and overflow exception. So I will check the format exception here. And I will say the userlet message box show please enter a valid integer value for student ID. Okay, and I will catch the other exception method as well here, like this. So this is custom exception handling. The other exception, you see, there could happen two types of exceptions, which are format exception. Okay, sorry about that interruption. The computer has crashed. So what we are going to do is I will continue from where the video left. So what we were doing is equal to 0, and we will do a try catch. Okay. Okay. So the convert to int 32 method can cause two exceptions, which are format exception and overflow exception. So I am going to code specific cases for each one. And if format exception happens, I will show. And I will return. So the method will not continue, and I will add also overflow exception, which is the second exception type that can happen. And if this exception happens, I will say that of let's just show the max value. And if student ID is below 0, which cannot be, you see, there cannot be below 1 actually. Let's say okay, so we have covered all the cases, and let's add a check for student name as well. So in a name, there cannot be numerics, and to check that, I'm going to say char is any digit, is number, and I will say any. Okay. Yeah, this looks like working. And if is in string equal to true, okay, and since we have covered all the possible cases or of checks, I will assign the student ID like this and the student name like this. Okay, let's run the application. So when programming a software, you should cover all of the possible cases where there could happen unintended or intended mistakes and errors. When programming a software, you have to consider that everyone who is going to use your software are hackers or malicious people that want to harm your software, your company, and add all kind of checks. So when I click, it says please enter a valid integer. So let's add a very big number. It says please enter a lower value. Your value is exceeding the maximum integer value. And let's try a negative. You see, you cannot enter a negative. And when I click 0, okay. So it has covered every case. And let's try to add a name. Country 23. Okay. Okay, it says student name cannot contain numbers, so let's add like this. Okay, now it is working. And let's add another student. Let's say Aisha. Okay, they are getting added. Okay. So on double click of these elements, the objects of the list box, I will display their student ID. How am I going to do that? Is so simple. Okay. Okay, let's remove this button because we don't need it anymore. I'm going to remove it like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add element to add event to double click of listbox elements. So mouse double click plus plus. Okay, I have added a double click event, and with this event you see there is sender and mouse button events arcs. So the sender is listbox item. Actually, in my case, the sender will be my student class. Okay, therefore, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make explicitly convert sender to a student class object. Var my student object equal to student sender. So you see, this is explicit conversation, and from this student I will show message box show selected student. Let's get the name. My student object sr name has student ID equal to my student object dot IR student ID. Okay, let's see if it is working or not. Okay, let's make it 3 and add as Furkan. Let's add 4 Ahmed. Let's add 5 Mehmet. Let's add 6 and Ayşe. Okay, let's double click. Okay, it says unable to cast object of type. So our sender is Listbox. Okay, so the sender is being the Listbox. Therefore, what I need to do is I need to make it as Listbox dot let's say then var my will be equal to sender Listbox dot selected item. Okay, so it should work right now because it is the selected item. Oh, we have forgotten the explicit conversation like this. Okay. Okay, let's try it. Let's just add a number and try. Yeah, it is working. Selected student Furkan has student ID 3. Let's make Ahmed. Let's double click. Selected student Ahmed has student ID 5. 3. You see now it's working. And 8 Ayşe. You see it is working very well. Okay. Alright, so you get the idea of inheritance right now, because this is a great example of inheritance which has a real usage value in this case. So what we have made here is this is method overloading. Okay, we have overloaded set method of actually this is constructor overloading perhaps, or whatever we call. I think as constructor, let's say customization perhaps, not overloading, but anyway, it is not very important what it is called as. Here we are modifying the set method as we want, and it is working as we want. So whenever I set a student name, it is also setting the content parameter of the listbox item. Okay, so this student class having all the public features of listbox class. Okay, this is a great feature. And let's open our Notepad++. Okay, I will take the notes of the what we have done so far. Okay, context. Okay. Okay. Now creation is shown. How to use class inheritance. Write an example. This is better. And have shown objects. These are event bindings. I think this is it says occurs when a mouse button is clicked 2 or more times. This is event binding parameters. List of, let's say, parameters or something like that. Not parameters, these were operators or something. Yeah, these are operators. Okay, here let's open the English version of this page. So plus equal to is here. Okay, so this is delegate combination. Okay. Operator overloadability. Yeah, this is called as delegate combination, I think. Like here. Anyway, let's let's give a link to this page. Maybe you want to check it at home because this page is really useful one. Okay, and how to add custom class objects to this box and display certain properties and read certain properties as value as display members. Okay. Read and show selected items value on this box. By the way, I have shown only with list box, but the methodology applies to all objects. You can use this methodology on combo boxes, drop or other elements that could support these things. Okay, and how to use object standards? How to use explicit use object standards. Or how to utilize object standards. I don't know, these could be explained in better terms, but I'm just using whatever comes to my mind. Okay, and colors, font, style, and value of visual elements such as list box items. Okay, so let's change these some styles of these list box elements. I will make it as font equal to, let's make font family. Okay, this is control font family. So font family dot family names perhaps from, this is not an enum. if I can find an enum, I can just pick it. Perhaps source dot. So this is from control. Okay, I think I will just write the name. I think this is the correct name. Okay, it says Windows Media Font Family. Okay, this is interesting. How do we define the font family? Returns. The default is the system dialog font. System Windows Media Font Family. Windows Media Font Family dot. I see. Maybe it is set differently. There is font style and there is font style dot styles dot. Okay, I can make them italic and font size. I can make the font size as this is written as double, so let's make it 22:1. Okay, let's run it. Okay, let's GG1. You see we have written incorrectly. Now it works. Okay, it is styled as you wanted. Okay, everything is working fine. Okay, so how to add placeholder feature to text box with got focus and focus events. I think this is called like this. Let's check it out. Okay, it's already asked it. I think this is the only way. Okay, you see got focus and lost focus event handle. Oh, he has provided some. Oh no. Yes, yeah. This is the same method we have used. I wonder if there is any others. Yeah, there are some XML solution. There is placeholder text. Okay, you see placeholder text is a new class that inherits a text box class. And if you use this, I think you can generate placeholder text box objects instead of text box and use them. Okay, so this is another way of class inheritance, and you see how much it is useful. Okay, like we have just used it here. We have actually extended the .NET class, extended default class that comes with .NET framework, and we have to do that we have used class inheritance. All right, and Yeah, it is true. Okay, so okay, we have done this. We have done this as well, class inheritance. Okay, so this is the student is being a child class and the parent is being the listbox item class. Okay, so uh, class. Let's find some examples. Okay, so the derived class is child and the base class is parent. So the base class is on here. It is being list box item. Let's rename them. Is student and uh, base class parent. List box item. Okay. So we have shown them as well. Okay, I will take a pause and we will continue. Okay, so now we are going to make a DLL and use the DLL. So what can be a DLL here? We can make the student class as a DLL in our project. So I think we can add a new project to our solution and use it as a DLL file. For a DLL file, we don't need VPF or console. We just need class library.NET Core. Next, and let's name it as example DLL and create it. Okay. So now example DLL is inside our lecture 6 solution, lecture 8 solution. So I'm going to rename this to custom students. Okay, and what I am going to do is I will move this to here and this will inherit the list box item. So for this inheritance, I need to add hmm, hmm, probably we need to add PPF framework. Let's try the edit. Okay. So this box item is coming from class system Windows controls this box. So it is coming from here, and when we add it like this, it will tell me that it doesn't exist. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Probably we need to add it as a reference. So it will be inside. Okay. Hmm. Okay, I'm not sure if we can manage this or not. So I will make a rather simpler example because it appears that we are not able to use system Windows controls to get the namespace of listbox. Site DLL. Okay, I think I will make another thing and it will be possible to use that as well. So I will delete our example DLL project and I will add another project, and this time, yeah, just let's first set the class library project and then I will add another way of example. Yeah, we shouldn't have deleted it. I think it is not even deleted. Maybe we can add the project from here, existing project, and yeah, it is still there. Yeah, it is not removed. Okay, so let's make another example. This will be a simple one. I will say student operations, and I will have a method here. Public. I'm going to make this a static. Public static double return how square of set id. Okay, and this will get as id, and it will return plus plus. Yeah, this will inherently convert multiplication of integers to the double. And now I will compile this DLL To do that, I just need to build. And when I open the page, I open the source. Okay, you see the DLL is generated, and I am going to add that DLL as a reference to my project. I think I can add from existing items, and from here, okay. Okay, is this added to the reference or not? I am not sure. There is project reference, shared project reference, com reference, service reference, connected reference, class. I think it is as com reference, yes. From browse, let's browse it. And yeah, it is com reference as you can see. So can I add this automatically as a com reference? Okay, I'm going to delete this and I'm going to add a com reference and from browse it is here and lecture 8 debug example DLL. Okay, and yeah, it is added as under assemblies. Let's open our project. Okay, and so example DLL is not deleted. I'm not able to delete it. I don't understand. Okay, it is deleted now. Yeah, it is gone here, and our reference added to which folder? Let's check it out. Okay, it appears that our DLL is not added to our project. Yeah. So if I want this DLL to be inside my project, I have to first copy and paste it into my project. So that will ensure my project saving. So to do that, I'm going to add a folder and I will say external let's say DLLs. Okay, and let's add existing item to here, and which will be a DLL file. Okay, let's remove this from our project. Okay, and then let's add com reference and let's click browse, open our project folder here and on our, okay, so it is now added from here. And after I reference my DLL file inside my project, it will be added to exe automatically. What I mean is, let's say using, so it is has the namespace and example DLL. So I have added its reference. You see currently it is grayed out because it didn't, because in my project I am not referencing to any method of this namespace or any class or anything. So at the double click event I am going to reference it, and it was somewhere here. Okay, here, and I will also show square of student ID as from my student operations. You see now it is available and it is coming from example DLL file, and here I will call the student ID is okay. Now you see it is not anymore grayed out, therefore it is added to exe as well. So the necessary files are being compiled into the exe. Okay. If you make it okay, so it is copied into the debug folder. However, I am not sure if it is embedded into exe or not. We will test it out. So let's first try it, and GG, and okay, so let's try 2 and GG2. Oh, I cannot edit GGA. Yeah, it is working. So let's copy and paste this exe to somewhere else. However, it still wouldn't be a great example. Yeah, it is not working. Why? Do you know why it is not working? Because it is expecting this DLL to be inside, to be at the same folder. Oh, it is still not working. This is even more problematic. Perhaps we have to use publish. Okay, there's publish, and let's try the publish method. Target, okay, target folder, and you see you can publish it into here. Let's finish it out. Okay, and let's publish release. It will be published into release, which will be here. Okay, so it is published like this. Okay, there is lecture 8 DLL now. So if I just copy and paste it into here, it will not work. If I copy and paste lecture 8 DLL, it is still not working. Oh, it wants me to download .NET Core. I have it though. And if I copy and paste example DLL, yeah, it's still not working. Oh, it requires me to install .NET Core 3.1 runtime. Okay, let's download it. And I would expect it to have, oh, I see. So when you copy the entire folder, it works. Okay. Let's core. Yeah, it is already asked. Let's make this as a yeah. Yes. So how do we do that? How do we publish? Okay, there is single file publishing, and so I think I can edit. Okay, release any CPU, target framework, framework dependent, self-contained. Okay, I'm going to make it self-contained, And there is publish options, produce single file. Okay. And ready to run compilation. Okay, let's publish it. There's ready to run compilation and I don't know what is it. Let's look for it as well. So the publish will overwrite the previous values, I think. Yeah, so it will make it even faster with ready to run completion. Okay, it says determining projects to restore. So it is currently trying to publish with release configuration, target framework.NET Core up 3.1, and it is 64-bit application, and it should generate a single file. Okay, so you see it has put every necessary framework files into my exe. Therefore now it is 152 megabytes. So it is now a single file, single exe file, and it should run as a standalone file. Let's try it. Okay, it is working. Now it is working. And let's try something 5a. Yeah, it is working. However, you see it is being too big right now. So we can make it framework dependent. And if we make it framework dependent, it should generate a smaller file, a single file. However, it will require me to install .NET Core 3.1 runtime. So the publish took only a few seconds, and I'm copying and pasting it. And when I click it, it's okay. Now it is working. Nice. Yeah, it is very nice. Okay, so this was what had to be done. Okay. So this is how DLL is used, and you can also generate DLL of other projects. So let's add a VPF project this time. Okay, VPF.NET Core, and I will make it as VPF. Let's say VPF DLL example, or VPF DLL example, or maybe. Okay, let's name it like this. Let's create a project. So I will make something interesting this time. Okay, 46 minutes, and there is the first part, which is hello dear students, welcome to the lecture 8 of object. Okay, so our new project is generated like this, and what I am going to do is simply add a public class here. Okay, let's take the code from our main project, which was public student. So I'm going to put it here, and yeah, it is fine. Now I'm going to compile this project as DLL. Okay, so how am I going to do that? Here I change the output type to class library, and then after that I Control save and I will click build. Okay. Okay, what if I remove this? Will it work? VPF user control library. Oh, I see. Perhaps this can work. So I'm going to add a class and let's call this as PPF students. And let's copy and paste our class like this. It says this dot content. Okay, it will require me to add. Okay, now I can reference it. Okay, then I will remove main window because I don't need it anymore. And let's now try to build. Okay, WinFX target up XML. And let's change. Okay, we don't have this anymore. And let's try to build again. Okay, it says it is not able to find it. Why? We don't reference it anywhere. Interesting. Why I cannot build it? Let's try with rebuild. Let's try with clean. And let's try to rebuild. Maybe we need to remove this up XML as well. Let's remove it as well. And now let's try to build. Okay, now it is built, it is successful. So let's add that DLL to our folder. And It is inside here, binary debug, and all files, and here the DLL file, and I will add that DLL file as a reference from add com reference, and let's browse it from our folder, and object oriented programming, and lecture 8 examiner. Okay, here. Okay, let's edit. Can I move this up? Okay, anyway, it's not important. And let's return back to our main window. So now I will add the new namespace, which is example, and now I can use that class, okay, instead of student. So let's also generate another method, or let's just comment this out. I'm commenting this out to use the student class inside the others. Okay, now you see it is automatically using the VPF DLL example student. Okay, after I have commented this class, so it is already working. I can also delete this because now it is coming from the other class. I mean, it's coming from the example VPF DLL. And it should work. Yes, it is working. Okay. Okay. Okay, so VPF DLL example project. Okay, so this is how we use DLL files. They are used to add functionality to our projects, and if you are working as a team develops another class, another DLL, and a team develops another one. So actually these are all also coming from DLL files, these namespaces, and we can see them where they are coming from. Let me show you. For example, we use system Windows, right? Let's see where it is coming from. And it is coming from here. You see the DLL file here. So the system Windows reference is coming from here. Oh, now this makes sense. I can also edit. Let's copy paste this file. I will open it here. Okay, let's open the location. It was here. I will copy and paste it to my external DLLs, and I will show you something else. Okay, let's copy and paste it into lecture 8 folder, and you see we weren't able to inherit the listbox class, listbox item class, and inside a DLL project, and I will try that. Let's make this as DLL project. You see it says that there is no such reference, and there is, oh, now it is showing me to use this. Interestingly, it wasn't showing it, now it shows, and now it will add that to the references. Yeah, it's added. Now I am able to use it. Okay. All right. We have shown enough related to DLL. I have shown you the both ways, and let's write it. Reference. Okay, we have shown every one of them. Okay, I will type the full name. Okay, and okay. So what is our duration? Okay, it is about 1 point. Okay. So I think for this week this is enough, and I will end the lecture here. And next week I will take as a notice. So hopefully we will see you next week, and try to avoid from coronavirus. It is really serious, as you know. Please start your project already, and we are awaiting volunteer students for our subtitle project, as you know. Okay, let's open the latest status. Okay, we thank you Mete Kaba a lot because he is helping us tremendous, and he is already a graduate student. Okay, and he may also take this lecture as well. However, we need volunteers in our other courses, such as Introduction to Programming. By the way, if you watch our Introduction to Programming lectures as well, I believe it will help you tremendously if you are not very good at C# programming. We need volunteers there. And okay, so before I end the video, I will also show you how will I merge these two videos. So this is the first part of today's lecture, as you can see, and this is the currently recording video. Let's refresh it to see how much megabytes. Okay, so I need to merge these two before I upload them to YouTube. By the way, this is unrelated to our course. The lecture has ended. However, this is some extra um, computer related thing. I will use MKV Verge. So there is a open source framework. I think it is it is this one. Yeah, I believe it is this one. And there are commands to use it, so just I have to first download it. Okay, so to download, let's open it. Okay, and from downloads, let's find the Windows build. here, and okay, I will just download the Z file. Okay, file names, custom checksum, and where do we download it? From here. Okay, and portable, I will download the portable version. I don't need installation. And I will extract it into my videos folder here. I already have FFmpeg in my folder, which is usually used by this kind of external software, and I will say I will search for the merge command. By the way, if you use merge command or combine, it requires the same parameters, I mean same properties having two MTV files. And let's find the command. I'm looking for the command line. It also has a user interface, graphical user interface, but I will just use the command. Hmm. Okay, it was this much simple. So let's make an example. So let's find a small video. Okay, this is a small video. I am naming is at A1, and I am copying and pasting it as A2. And so let's open a notepad, and it will be as A1 and A2, and I will name it as A3. So see. Okay, it has merged them into the new file since they were same format. You see, it is checking whether they are same format or not. Since they are same format, it is combined into A3. This is how it is easy if the two files are same format. Okay, so I'm ending the lecture here, and if you have any questions, please ask me through our Discord channel. Please use the channel here so your friends can also see the questions you are asking. What I mean is, let's first join our channel. I don't remember the code, of course. I'm opening it and I'm clicking it here. And you know, you will join the related channel. Okay, I click the object oriented here. Please ask your questions here. Okay, so your friends can also see. And as you can see, I am also answering the questions asked in the general. However, I prefer you to ask the course related questions in that course channel, so your friends can also see them, if let's say if they are related to a project or other things. So I'm leaving the server. This is because my alternate account. All right, let's upload our source code before we forget them. You should also learn how to use GitHub, Gitbash, any code management software. And by the way, after I type few letters, I hit the top button and it automatically complete the folder name. Okay, it is getting uploaded and okay, it is done. Okay, see you.